Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player at any age or any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out NeuroGuard Plus.
NeuroGuard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe in concussions.
NeuroGuard. They control my breathing while I'm riding. It stops me getting concussions while I wreck. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
You know, I'm still doing stunts. You know, and with concussions I've got, and I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So NeuroGuard Plus, you know, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, NeuroGuard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, NeuroGuard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
Hey, I mean, that was a good point.
I think we might start seeing some go back.
Lights are bright on Friday night, fall in small Texas town.
Division 1 Sideline to Sideline playoff Grim Reaper and playoff 3 show. I am the Shallow Water, the Bushland, the Franklin, and the Columbus Grim Reaper and playoff 3. Snipe.
It's just me, Grant.
Wait, what about Malakoff?
And Malakoff.
What about Palestine Westwood?
And Palestine Westwood.
What about Huntington?
Screw Huntington.
Hello, everybody. 30-minute Grant Goodwin. Sideline to Sideline, the 3A playoff edition. This technically is not the last show, but I'm just going to say that
I'm feeling pretty good, though.
I was about to say, the first show was an hour and a half. I don't usually, but I have decided to enjoy partaking with you tonight.
Thank you.
It's the playoffs. We're celebrating.
Playoffs. And we're not advertising racetrack, but pretty good brown water going on.
Boop.
Oh, boop,
boop, boop. I feel sorry for two.
You ever boop your wife when she's bending over to get something and you just go stick it right up there? Boop.
I've got charges pending because I did that to a couple people I don't know. But anyway.
When I was in Palestine and Westwood, I would boop every woman at the gas station.
Wait, so when have you been in Palestine and Westwood?
Drove through there a couple of weeks ago.
Why?
Go Balls.
It's one of those nights, folks. Right. That is Grant Goodwin. I'm Terry Bennett. This is Sideline to Sideline, the Class 3A playoff edition. If this is the first time you're joining us, you're probably really, really confused right now.
I apologize. We're all about the football. We really are. No BS. All football, no BS.
We're all about the that and also the kettle corn.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as you can see, the playoff tree is shining bright because the playoffs have started, and the sponsor of the playoffs this year is Lazy Dog Kettle Corn. You can find them online, as you can see on the screen if you're watching the video.
You know, Terry, they also make pork rinds.
And by the way, their pork rinds are amazing. Really, really good. Like, you and I always, we say this.
I'm about to tear into these when you're talking next.
Go ahead. We jokingly talk about the products we sell, but legitimately, especially when it comes to food, we vet everything we advertise. We appreciate the advertising dollars. We understand it makes the show go, but we don't want to ever advertise again, especially food, something that we won't stand by. We stand by this. I have been eating this dill pickle flavored kettle corn all night since we started.
You and your pickles, man.
I
You
like
and your
pickles.
I do too.
Well, then why are you saying me and my pickles?
You just like dill pickles.
Do you like butter? Was that the butter chip pickles or whatever those called? What are those called? Sweet butter?
Yeah. Yeah, I like those.
I only like them if I'm eating like if they're in like a
I'm
barbecue.
not a real sweet person, so I like more.
Oh, you're
savory,
pretty sweet.
Such as this looks like jalapeno kettle corn, but it's not. But just assume it's kettle
Oh,
corn.
no, that's actually cinnamon and apple. We're gonna try that next week.
I
Each week
can't
we're gonna try a
eat
new flavor.
Cinnamon apple.
Why?
Because I can't.
Just because.
I just don't like sweet.
By the way, you are a very sweet person, but I do want to admit that. So last week I caught the Rona, and when I emailed Grant, I was like, "Hey,
we still
dude."
call it COVID.
When I was like, "Dude, I got this." All I got
Wash your
back
hands,
was,
dude.
all I got back from you was, "Ha ha 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 ha." Hope you make it. Not really. Maybe you will. So
I can run the board.
actually, with this board, you actually could.
Noe and I can run the board. Hope you die. Bye.
Speaking of
That's what I
intern
said.
Noe and you, well, yeah, you did. That was kind of weird.
But nobody dies from coronavirus anymore, so I could say that.
I didn't die from it, but I will tell you this.
I had it at Port Aransas on my
Yeah, you had the worst luck. You had it on vacation.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this. I respect you and your crew on that.
Thank you.
Because y'all were like...
We kept drinking through
Exactly.
it, and we went fishing in the hot-ass sun, catching nothing in the Corpus Christi Bay, but I was still there. It felt like I swallowed a whole jar full of razor blades in my throat. But you know what? And you're complaining because you've got to do a show.
I'm not complaining. I'm happy.
No, you're complaining.
I am?
You were.
You know what, though? I will say this. I never thought at the age of 49 I would at one point in a week go, I am tired of sleeping. It was awesome for like the first 3 or 4 days. I ain't
wish
gonna
I
lie.
could have Corona again.
I
so I could just lock myself in the room, my bedroom, and nobody bother me. Do you know how long it's been since I've been somewhere where somebody's not bothering me? Whether it be work, here.
1984.
Yes. That was the last time when I ran away from home.
Speaking of, what do you...
And I stayed in a cave.
So I'm not going on a playoff game this week.
Mm-hmm.
What is... This is... And I mean this with all respect to you. This is not a knock. What are you doing this weekend for your playoff trip?
I'm going to see Huffman Hargrave versus Chapel Hill in Huffman.
4A game.
Yeah.
Great playoff game, by the way.
Friday night, I'm going to sleep at a rest stop in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, I'm going to get up and go on a little camping night or day at Lake Conroe in Montgomery.
Great camping spot,
And
by the way.
I'm just going to chill out, watch the
little
Texas game, and then all the other college games on my phone, and just have a campfire and relax. Nobody bothers me. Thank you.
Isn't it funny when you get older, that's the thing you want?
I'm not older, but I mean...
You're older than me.
I am, yes, but...
I'm 26,
actually,
you're 28.
When she's like, what do you want for your birthday, honey? I'm like, just to be
Peace and
left
quiet.
the hell alone.
Leave me alone.
Just leave me alone. Just let me sit there on the couch and just eat chips out of the bag. Don't make me pour it out on a plate because my nasty hands are in the bag. Let me just eat out of the bag, go to the bathroom, not wash my hands, which I usually do. I mean, you don't because obviously you got COVID.
You had COVID multiple times.
But it's not from not washing my hands.
Oh, you know that?
Unsavory people.
But you know
such as
that
yourself.
mine is because, I mean, I know where I got mine from.
Where?
My mother-in-law is in the hospital.
The hospital?
Wait, hang on.
Hello, Terry, this playoff tree.
Wait, hang on. Hi, playoff tree.
Hi.
I mean, everybody can see who's talking.
No, they can't, Terry.
Playoff tree. And I'm going to
put a personal challenge out to Coach X. On the last show, he had beef with me. You know what? You hadn't seen beef till I whipped this out. I got a bigger drum than you do.
Okay. Funny. Speaking of Coach X, let's go ahead and get into that. Well, it's playoff football time, which means the playoff tree is back, and he got a sponsor. Why shouldn't he? He's a tree, and he's not just Grant with a Satan filler. Coach X used to have a sponsor, but he got too real, and he ain't no sellout. I'm sorry, I ain't no sellout. I got to read it like he does. But I also ain't too proud to beg. So, hey there, Fat Dog Kettle Corn. Why not sponsor Coach X?
Is it called Fat Dog?
No, it's Lazy Dog.
Lazy Dog.
I've had several dogs feed them all kettle corn, and they all got fat. It's a match made in heaven. Most of them died from diabetes too. So make it happen, Captain. And that's what Coach X has to say. Speaking of, though, seriously, Lazy Dog Kettle Corn, please check them out. 5gfarmstexas.com. They have a sideline to sideline pack. They have an L4 pork rinds NFL pack, and they have an outdrank to coverage pack because they're sponsoring.
What's the
all
flavor on the sideline pack?
It is, well, it's all these. It's dill pickle,
stale beer, and regret.
So it's in your pants.
That's a scent of our next candle. Stale beer and regret. It's like me after the casino. Well,
you know what?
I spilled all this beer on me. I smell like stale beer.
Hang on, this is
I got all the regret from spending all my money.
Okay, so this is a really deep dive. Like you would have to have been. I remember when we said that we were going to make this show shorter, but you would have to have been a sideline to sideline fan from way back because one of the smells of the candle would have to be Burgerland fries from Garland.
Yes, Garland, Texas. We're a long way from there now, but
I mean, actually, we're not. We're like 6 miles from.
No, it's longer than 6 miles.
No, we're really not.
We're in a bunker in Central Texas, dude.
Oh, we are. I always forget where we're at. But anyway, seriously, Lazy Dog Kettle, we do appreciate being a sponsor. Please seriously check them out. The link will be in the description here on YouTube. They have a sideline to sideline special pack. They have an outdrank to coverage special pack. They have an L4 media pork rinds. And you're right, their pork rinds are awesome.
Oh, they're great.
And they do other things as well. We might be talking about them going forward. But let's do what we do, and that's talk football. And what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be talking the Class 3A playoffs. We're going to pick every game here in the playoffs for 3A. We're going to start in 3A Division 1. Let's go at the top. Shallowater 8-2 versus Brownville 0-10. Look,
Brownfield. How do you make the playoffs?
Okay,
0-10.
I'm gonna say this:
it's a 4-team district.
Yes, and look, I love everything the UIL does. I love 4 playoff teams. They're going to have to try to figure that one out. But anyway, Brownfield's in. Shallowater names their score. Let's move on.
Yeah, man. The Shallowater could be a region, if not a state favorite. All right, Peaster 8-2, Comanche 7-3. This is a game you and I are going to be at on Thursday in Graham at Newton Field, 7 p.m. Peaster enters the game 8-2, Comanche 7-3. This is going to be a defensive battle. Look, Peaster's defense only allows about 16 points a game on average, and Comanche's only allowing about 18 points a game on average. Now, Comanche's got a dual-threat quarterback in Caden Davis, who seemed like he's been there forever, right? Who do you like in this one?
Look, first I want to say this. Peaster with Trevor Owens, again, Mickey Owens' son. A couple years ago,
Monahan's fame.
Yeah,
right?
Monahan's fame. A couple years ago, it felt like Peaster was on the cusp of being really good, and then they had a spectacularly just year.
They had injuries, lots of injuries over the last few years.
I think that. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about that year. I think they also had a coach that was a little bit arrogant and a little bit caused some issues. I think the Trevor Owens hire was a home run hire.
Yes,
I think
absolutely.
I think they are on the very much the right path. But for some reason, I just feel like Comanche's just a little bit better, a little bit older, and I give me Comanche in this one. But I think
I like Comanche as well. But I think this game is going to go back and forth.
Yes.
Last team
it's
with
going to
the
be a
ball.
great game. Yes.
Yeah, I think
call.
this is probably one of the best games in Class 3A Division 1 by district. If you got $8, head out to Graham if you're within 100 miles because radius of Graham. Because
And by the
you're
way,
gonna see a
Graham's
great
Newton
game.
Field, very good venue, very
Oh, it's
fun venue,
nice
old school
over there.
venue.
But it's upgraded. It's very nice. So I like Comanche in a close one also. All right, La Mesa 4-6 taking on River Road 4-6 over at People's Bank in Wolford.
You don't get many team matchups with 2 losing records. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just making a comment.
I like La Mesa in a very close one.
Sweetwater 6-4 versus Vernon 7-3. Friday at Graham's Newton Field.
Just get a hotel room at the Ritz Carlton in Graham on Thursday,
and you're gonna get 2 good games.
Yeah, but I like Sweetwater in this one, right?
I like Sweetwater in this one, but man, I just want to point out that this is one of those games that if Sweetwater reverts back to where Sweetwater was at the beginning of the year, Vernon could win this game. Now, my issue with Vernon is they're
who they played, and what if they revert back to Vernon of the last?
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. And by the way, if you bring this matchup back to like 2000, this would be a holy crap region final. Give me Sweetwater in this one. I'm just saying, just be on the lookout. This could be a lot closer than what people think.
All right, Jim Ned 7-3 taking on 3-7 Iowa Park over in Breckenridge on Friday at 7:00. Look, give me Jim Ned with Gray Beasley, quarterback, Aiden Ellis at running back, who has about 1,200 yards rushing. Just way too much firepower and physicality for Iowa Park to handle defensively.
Now if you go to the game, you're gonna look at Iowa Park and go, "How are they 3-7?" They're one of those teams that, for whatever reason, they just can't find consistency. Jim Ned does. I think Jim Ned wins by 14-21.
Yeah. All right. Denver City 2-8. Taking on Dalhart 7-3 over at Lowry Field in Lubbock at 7 p.m. Give me Dalhart in this one. Dalhart's been pretty good this year.
Dalhart might be a dark horse.
They could be, yeah.
We'll talk about this. And by the way, the bottom half of this bracket, holy crap, after this round, because you've got, Paradise 8-2 versus Clyde 4-6. That's at Granbury's Pirate Stadium. Give me Paradise.
I like Paradise as well.
Clyde's not a terrible 4-6, but Paradise will name their score.
Clyde's not as good as they were last year.
No,
right?
they're not.
They're missing a stud quarterback.
Yes, exactly, and you can tell. Bushland 9-1 versus Kermit 2-8. This is at Levelland Lobel Stadium Thursday, 7 p.m. Bushland will win this game and
going away.
Yeah, win it going away. But look at this bottom half. So Bushland versus Paradise, Dalhart versus Jim Ned.
Great game.
Sweetwater versus La Mesa but the bottom half. Okay, so what we do, by the way, again, the first time you've ever listened, every week we talk until we get to that round. We kind of give who we think will be in the region final. For me, Shallow Water is at the top. I know that second round is going to be really tough, but I just really like what Shallow Water is doing. At the bottom, I'm kind of starting to feel like Paradise might be that team coming out of that bottom half.
I do not. I think
you're still trusting in Bushland?
Yeah, Bushland.
And I have no problem with that. Look,
Bushland's had one hiccup against Shallow Water in a
and again, we're talking about how great Shallow Water is.
When Bushland and Shallow Water, I think Bushland and Shallow Water meet in the region finals to go to the semifinals, and as close a game that was, I think Bushland could figure it out and go up over Shallow Water, but I do think that Bushland Shallow Water is your Region 1 favorite here, or Region 1 matchup here.
I have no problem with that. All right, Region 2, Mahia 6-4, Pilot Point 3-7. This is at one of the best venues in the state of Texas. Grand Prairie's Go for Warrior Bowl.
Well, there is like 2 feet between the sideline and the wall.
That's the best part of it. It's like hockey almost. Like,
that's
seriously,
why you can't. But if you cover a game,
you have to basically sit in the stands or the press box. Right. It's really hard to sit on the sideline.
And I hate press boxes.
Yeah, you
hate the stands.
You hate the free food and everything. So, what do you think about this game?
I think free food is communist, sir.
Okay.
I'm going on a political rant that I don't even believe in. Look, I like Mahia in this game. I know Chad Worrell's doing great things at Pilot Point. Nobody would have thought Pilot Point would have made the playoffs this year, right?
Oh, gosh, no.
Yeah, and he's already turning around. That being said, I think Pilot Point has a chance to hang in there. If they can stay within 14 points of Mahia, I think it's a win for Coach Worrell.
I'm going with Pilot Point in the upset.
Are you?
I don't trust Mahia. Nothing gets wrong with Mahia, but I mean, Mahia has been one of those teams that you always wonder, why aren't they better? And by the way, Aaron Noel's done a great job there. And I think the future is bright for Mejia. But this just feels like one of those games, man. You and I always talk about this. When it gets to the playoffs, coaching always matters. But when you get to the playoffs, coaching matters that much more.
Yes, it does.
And this is not in any way a knock on Aaron Noel. This is just Chad Worrell's, he has the track record. Hell, he made Tom Bean win. That in of itself, it should be a big thing. But anyway, let's go to the next one, and that is Liberty Allo 8-2 versus Commerce 5-5. Welcome back to the playoffs, Commerce. We're sorry because you're gonna.
You drew
the worst
at Liberty Allo. Yeah,
I mean Liberty Allo.
LE's outscored their opponents 442 to 251.
Liberty Allo is really freaking good. Brad Willard's ahead of schedule, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it in
first
when
year,
he got,
right?
Yeah,
First
yeah.
year.
When we talked about it when he got hired, if you don't know, if this is the first time ever, we do off-season shows, and one of the shows we do around March or April is we kind of just talk about coaching changes and things like that, and we're very happy with this hire. If he stays there, Liberty Allo will be playing for regions. They might be playing for a region this year. I really think.
They'll be playing for region this year.
I think the Leopards
LA will.
Yeah, I think the Leopards are way ahead of schedule. I like them, and great job by Commerce coming back at the end of the schedule. But you're just in a different league. Palmer 8-2 versus Whitney 6-4.
Man, this Whitney team without injuries would be a favorite over Palmer.
Oh, by 2 touchdowns.
But they've got injuries.
Yep,
and they've got problems.
Now,
that being said, yes, Whitney could hang in there and make this a game and possibly come out with a win, right?
I have Whitney winning.
I've got Palmer winning.
I have no problem with that
but I would not be shocked to see Whitney win this over in Waxahachie on Thursday.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. Palmer had a really good win against Pottsboro. That district was just a weird district. Pottsboro's weird. They're 9-1, but it doesn't. We'll talk about that when we get there. Anyway,
does Coach X have something to say on Winsboro, Atlanta?
Yeah, here he goes. He says, "Did I see this game right? Is it being played in Ore City? Was the City Park in Linden already booked up? But for real." Best first round matchup in 3A. Red Raiders are going to win, though. First off, Ore City has a really nice stadium. A lot of people don't realize that. They invested in that a couple of years ago. It looks really, really good. I agree with him. This is a damn tough first round matchup for either team.
Dude,
now
after what
I
saw Winsboro last week against Malakoff, and I know Malakoff had a lot of penalties and didn't play their best, but Winsboro offensively and defensively looked like the real deal. Winsboro's they're going to handle Atlanta by a touchdown or two.
I have no problem with that. I think Winsboro wins. I think this one's going to be a low-key tougher game than people realize. Malakoff 10-0 versus Tatum 6-4. This game is 7 p.m. Thursday at Trinity Mother Francis Rose Stadium in Tyler. The reason why I think this is going to be tougher than what people think, and by the way, Malakoff's going to win, and Malakoff's going to win comfortable, but Whitney Keeling and that offense can play keep away, and I think that they can make it ugly early.
I think they can, but you got to remember, this is a Malakoff team that enters this game defensively, giving up under 11 points a game. So they're going to put Tatum behind the sticks early and often. I really think that. You have to be a very diverse offense like Winsboro to be able to consistently move the ball against this Malakoff defense. I don't know that Tatum is diverse enough. And I think they're going to put that Tatum running game behind the sticks early and often, and Malakoff's going to run off with this game.
And by the way, good job with Winsboro losing so much offensively, and it took them a while early to figure that out.
Still got the fastest guy in Class 3A in Capehart, which wasn't even the offensive standout.
That's crazy to think about that. Pottsboro 9-1 versus Maypearl 6-4. This is a Thursday, 7 p.m. at Mesquite Memorial. Give me Maypearl. I like Maypearl in this game.
Look, upset.
Well, again, I don't even know if it's an upset.
It is because I like Pottsboro.
Pottsboro's 9-1, and that's awesome.
The defense has not been very great.
It's not been very great, and I mean, again, their signature win, and this is a solid win, but their signature win is probably Munster, a team that they're 2 divisions over, and literally beat them because they just kind of ground down Munster. Pilot Point took them to the mat before finally losing 48-40. They lost to Palmer, and I'm just telling you, I like Maypearl in this game, but this is going to be a good game. 3A Division 1 has some really good playoff games in the first round. This one isn't one of them. Jefferson 10-0 versus Mineola 2-8. This is Thursday at Lindale Eagle Stadium. If Jefferson plays like they should, they'll name their score. Now, there is the point of Jefferson the last few years tends to be really, really good, and then they get beat in the first or second round of the playoffs. But I don't think that happens
looks
this
like
time.
a different Jefferson
I
team,
agree. I totally agree. And they'll play the winner of Grandview 6-4, Whitesboro 6-4 at Thursday 7 p.m. at Grapevines Mustang Panther Stadium. Look,
Give me Grandview put in a close one, because Grandview has not been lighting it up the last 3-4 weeks.
No, they haven't, but give them credit. This is supposed to be a down year for them. Look, that whole district has just been beat up. We talked about and here's the other thing. I totally forgot to say this about Mahia. I apologize about this. One of the things why I think Pilot Point can beat them is Mahia lost their starting running back like on the first play last week against Grandview. Good job on them, but beating Grandview still. But how many times? Sometimes you get through that game. It's the next game. So that whole district, whether it be Grandview losing a safety, Whitney losing a running back, Mahia losing a running back, West losing a quarterback, that whole district just went through so many injuries, and sometimes that happens. All right. Who do we have coming out of these 2 regions? Right now, I kind of like a rematch, Jefferson versus Liberty Islo. That's my region matchup right now.
Yeah, I like Liberty Islo and Malakoff. Right?
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I'm just telling you what I think.
You don't think Malakoff's the favorite to win state?
My pick, I'm having Jefferson beat them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I don't even think that's a close game.
Okay. That's fine.
Malakoff way too strong for anybody. I think it's Malakoff and Liberty Islo without a doubt. Malakoff being the obvious favorite out of Region 2.
All right, let's go on to Region 3. One of the greatest stories, weirdest stories, oddest stories. Palestine Westwood 10-0 versus Hardin 7-3. Friday at New Caney's Randall Reed Stadium.
One of the nicest stadiums in the Houston area.
And it feels like every one of their stadiums are nice. Give me Westwood, but their defense will keep any team in the game for a while.
And Hardin's, the Oilers are pretty good offensively, right? But Westwood's offense, they average about 57 points a game. Kavian Bryant, quarterback. I don't know that any defense in Region 3 can stop them, Kavian Bryant, completely, and I know Hardin's can't. So I like Westwood in this one.
All right, Columbus 9-1 versus Cameron Yo 3-7 Friday at Smithfield's Tiger Stadium.
Sad days at Cameron right now.
I mean, hey, the fact that they got in the playoffs is just nice. Yeah, but they're struggling.
They're 3-7. And Columbus is going to name their score.
Yeah, they will. And even though Columbus is all beat up, they're going to be able to name their score. Orangefield 8-2 versus Fairfield 6-4 Friday at Splendora's Wildcat Stadium. It's weird to say this. Fairfield throws the ball. Like, they have a quarterback that flings it. Not used to that from the Eagles, but give me Orangefield in this one.
I like Orangefield as well. The Bobcats are going to go over the Eagles
Does
easily.
this one feel like...
I think it's pretty easy, too.
Yeah, I do, too. Does this one maybe feel like an upset? Troy 9-1 versus Yoakum 6-4 Friday. Hutto?
If you didn't look at the records, you'd say Yoakum all day long, right? Would you not?
Yeah.
But look at how Troy played Franklin and stood in there, the physicality of Franklin. And Franklin's still Franklin. Nobody's talking about Franklin this year because of Columbus and Hitchcock. But Franklin's still Franklin. And Troy hung in there. Give me Troy, man. Troy's going to be a tough out here in Region 3.
Yeah, and, again, bringing up the Yo. It's Tommy Brashear, the head coach of Troy, and he's already kind of rebuilt them onto the fly. Joseph McMurtry, their quarterback, has been really, really good. They have a really, really good wide receiver / secondary and Reed Ketchum. I'm agreeing with you. I just think also that Yoakum, though, could make this a lot closer than
they
what made
can,
people
because
think.
Yoakum has athleticism
Yes.
all the time, but Franklin does not, or I'm sorry, Troy does not mind to get their hands dirty, right?
Yep.
So
Speaking of
that's going
Franklin,
to speak a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Franklin 7-2 versus Hallettsville 3-7, Waller ISD Stadium, 7 p.m. Thursday. Give me Franklin. They'll name their score.
Yeah, Franklin will run away with this one early.
East Chambers 6-3 versus Dieball 4-6 Thursday at Tomball's ISD Stadium. I think Dieball's defense is enough to muck it up early, but give me the Buccaneers to pull away late.
Yes, I think Dieball could pull the upset here.
Yeah, I could see
for
that.
records.
I could see that.
But I think East Chambers holds on to win.
Hitchcock 8-1 versus Little River Academy 2-8, Waller ISD Stadium as well, Friday 7 p.m. Give me Hitchcock.
Yeah, give me Hitchcock as well.
TIG 7-3 versus Cold Spring 7-3. This is at Madisonville Mustang Stadium, a very nice stadium, 7 p.m. Thursday. Give me TIG, but I think the Trojans could keep this close.
I think they can. I think the problem with Cold Spring is they're going to have a tough time with Teague's quarterback,
Yes,
Zach
exactly.
Leah, who's a dual threat quarterback, and then Nyland Coaster at running back for Teague. Very fast, very elusive quarterback. So I don't know if this Cold Spring quarterback is ready for the double-headed monster of a Reading quarterback and a really good running back that Teague's going to be able to throw out there. And let's just say Teague's defense has been pretty solid this year.
Yes, they have. All right, so give me your region championship matchup.
I like it being Columbus and Franklin in the region finals.
I think
that will be one hell of a matchup. Again, nobody's talking about Franklin. They've lost some guys, but they are still, they've lost, 2 games, but look at the 2 losses.
I was about to say, like, they almost
took a lot of shine and luster off everybody, but Franklin could easily be back in Arlington in December.
Oh, yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Exactly, 100%. And to Hitchcock, dude, it sucks. Maybe you still got a lot of talent, but man, there's 2 or 3 every year that you just go, man, the injuries just end up doing it for them. All right, let's move to Region 4. Llano 9-1 versus Crystal City 8-2. This is at Colamander Stadium in San Antonio, Friday at 7 p.m. Crystal City has a nice 8-2 record, but give me Llano.
Yeah, Llano's defense only allows about 15 points a game. They got a running back in Trey Moat that's ran for about 1,200 yards. Llano has everything you want in a football team, offensively and defensively. So, yeah, I think they're going to name their score against Crystal City.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, 8-2 San Diego versus 7-3 Orange Grove. This is over in Sinton on Friday. Give me Orange Grove, but in a close game.
Yeah, this is one of those that I think is a one-possession game either way, but I agree with you. Give me Orange Grove. Jordanton 7-3 versus Marion 4-6. Floresville's Eckenberg Stadium, 7 p.m. Thursday. Give me Jordanton.
Give me Jordanton. I think Jordanton might be the X factor in this region.
Dadgummit. You kind of took a little bit of my thunder here in a minute. Goliad 8-2 versus Bishop 8-2. This is at Victoria Memorial Stadium Friday at 7 p.m. Give me Goliad.
Yeah, give me Goliad as well.
They're just too battle tested.
Yeah.
Speaking of battle tested, Edna 10-0 versus Lyford 6-4 at Corpus Christi's Warrior Stadium Thursday 7 p.m. Give me the Cowboys by a few.
Yeah, Edna's on a different level right now in this region.
Yep.
Than anybody else.
Yep. San Antonio Cole 6-4, Ingram Moore 3-7. This is at Edgewood Veterans Stadium in San Antonio at 7 p.m. Give me Cole. I think Cole's a team that can get on a run here.
Yeah, I think Cole as
They've
well.
got a really good explosive offense. They just have had an issue with consistency.
Yep.
Rio Hondo 8-2 versus London 5-5. Harlingen's Bogus Stadium 7 p.m. Give me Rio Hondo.
Wow, you called their stadium bogus?
Yeah.
I think it's a real stadium. Wow. I do.
I
I mean,
love
what's
your-
wrong with it?
I love your.
Just because it's in the valley and you hate it?
Yes. Wow, now I hate the Valley.
I mean, dude, you don't want the valley hating you.
Yeah, we've learned that before.
All right, so who do you like in this region?
Well, we got UC Randolph 8-2 versus Hondo 6-4. That's at Hero Stadium. Give me UC Randolph.
Yeah, Randolph.
I've got right now. I jokingly said you stole my thunder. I like Jordanton versus Edna in the.
That's actually
region
what I
champion.
like.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really, really good matchup. All right. That is Class 3A Division 1 in the books. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, it is Class 3A Division 2 in the books that we're going to talk about as I vamp so I can get over to this commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player, any age, at any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out NeuroGuard Plus.
NeuroGuard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe in concussions.
NeuroGuard. They control my breathing while I'm riding. It stops me getting concussions while I wreck. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
I'm still doing stunts. And the concussions I've got, I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So NeuroGuard Plus, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, NeuroGuard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, NeuroGuard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
Terry Bennett back here with Grant Goodwin. Here's Sideline to Sideline, the Class 3A edition, as the playoff tree shines brightly, because we're talking playoff football. We did 3A Division 1. Now let's move over to 3A Division 2 as I vamp again so I can get to the next sheet, because that's what we have to do here. Go ahead and give me the first game.
All right, let's go Region 1. Canadian versus Muleshoe. Canadian enters the game 7-3. Muleshoe 6-4. This is Thursday over at Happy State Bank Stadium in Canyon, 7 o'clock. This is a rematch, right? Canadian beat Muleshoe 74-67 in week 4. Now we got the. I mean, yeah, that's probably a 8-hour game, right?
Yeah.
Let's lead it. I mean, do you think it's going to be any different? I mean,
No.
Canadian with their quarterback Kay Kendall, Sladen Dickinson at running back has been a newer addition since we've seen them. Canadian, he's ran for over like 1,400 yards. Julian Dominguez now at receiver, but Wyatt Davis, that linebacker for Canadian, he's the X factor on that Wildcat defense. I think Wyatt Davis will.
Hey, wait. I think, isn't he like out?
Is he out?
Like out. Like that was the whole thing.
Goodness. I thought he was out with an injury a few weeks or a while back ago, but I thought he was back. He might be out all the way.
Yeah, hang on.
That's a different game if Wyatt Davis is out for this game.
Hang on, let's see. It wasn't an injury, he had medical issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's done. And if we're wrong,
no.
if we're wrong, we do apologize, but I think that he had to get MID. Yeah, he has
So no Wyatt Davis for Canadian. I think Canadian still wins, but this can be a lot closer because Wyatt Davis was an X factor in that defense.
Yeah, and if we're wrong, please let us know. I'm going to go with Canadian, but this is a one possession game.
It could be, yeah. The Mules are pretty good this year. All right, they'll take on the winner of Kahoma, who is 6-3, Odessa Compass, who is 4-6. over in Kahoma on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Give me Kahoma. Compass had a pretty nice win last week, though. So, was it Compass? Yeah, it was Compass.
Yeah, it was.
Nice win.
Sorry, I'm getting the sheet. I was early on the sheet. Give me Kahoma. We just
Yeah,
got
give me
discombobulated.
Kahoma as well, but it could be a close one. All right, Idalou versus Tulia.
This won't be a
Idalou,
close one.
8-2, Tulia 3-7 over at Patriot Stadium in Lubbock on Thursday. Yeah, give me Idalou all day long in this one.
Alpine 4-6 versus Stanton 5-4. This is at Fort Stockton's Panther Stadium, 7 p.m. Thursday.
I like
Give me
Stanton.
Yeah, this is one of those sneaky games where you don't really know. This one and Crane 5-5 versus San Angelo Grape Creek 4-6.
I like Crane in this one.
Okay, this is at Big Lakes Bird Memorial Stadium. Littlefield 6-4 versus Friona 2-8. This is in Clovis at New Mexico's Williams Stadium. Give me Littlefield.
Yeah, Littlefield in the game I don't like outside of Texas. At least it's not in Oklahoma.
You don't like games outside of Texas?
Well, not playoff games, but you do what you got to do. But I'd rather a playoff game be in New Mexico than Oklahoma.
You hate Oklahoma.
I do.
I
love their casinos. Well, I don't even love their casinos. They take my money and they make me pay antes, but it's the closest.
I hate antes.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, Wall 91.
You like Antians, like the pretzels?
Yeah, I'm not a big pretzel person.
I'm
Unless
not
they
either.
got peanut butter in them.
Do you like beer cheese?
No, actually, I don't.
You're weird.
I know.
You like cheese.
But I don't like beer, and I don't like beer cheese. Wow. Wall 9-1 versus Anthony 1-9. This is at Wall Hawk Stadium. Wall.
You
Are you
heard
gonna-
it here first. Wall's going to beat them by 50-something points.
I'm about to say, dude, if you want to have that, you want to go listen to some fun, go
I was
listen
thinking of Anthony Michael Hall beating the bricks in
like
the
that.
wall.
Wall. Childress 5-5 versus Slayton 7-3. Give me Childress. Yeah,
Yes.
give me Childress in this
Yeah,
game.
Childress is better than that 5-5 record, right?
All right, so this region, year in and year out, you just kind of penciled in Canadian. I do think Canadian might make it to the championship game in this region. I think the winner of Canadian or Millshill do, but I think they'll take on Wall, and right now Wall's my favorite.
I think it's actually Wall and Idalou.
Oh yeah, Idalou. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I
think
have no problem with
I've
that.
got
You're
that
right. I just
penciled
wasn't
in.
even looking. Yep, you're right.
I mean, you're not dumb, but you're just not really smart. So the thing is,
you're so.
Right? Wouldn't you think?
Why are you mean to me?
I'm not
Toller
mean to you.
9-1 versus.
I'm just doing to you what you did to me in 4A and told me I was a dummy for thinking Carthage
I
would
did
win their
not.
first round.
I didn't say any of that.
You told me Carthage was not gonna
Everybody go watch the tape. Toller
There
9
is no tape.
Toller 9-1 versus Millsap 4-6.
Tape.
This game is Friday at Brewer Stadium, 7 p.m. Toller, would you shut up?
I'm sorry. Just go watch the tape.
Toller, give them credit. Everybody just basically wrote them off. Their coach leaves for Eagle Mountain. Isaac Blessing graduates, even though they still had Peyton Brown and a lot back. They're moving up to 3A Division II. They lose the first game to Peaster, which now you realize that's not even a bad loss.
Sure.
Since then, Toller has ran off 9 in a row, including beating Millsap earlier. They're going to beat Millsap in this game, and it might be by a couple scores.
Look, this Toller defense only allows about 11 points a game. So this defense for Toller that was so good last year is in 3A Division II is picking up where they left off in a higher division.
Yep.
Right? Peyton Brown at running back has been electric. So, yeah, Toller might have a say in who wins this region.
No, I totally agree. Blooming Grove 4-6 versus Bells 6-4. This is Thursday at Hamby Stadium in Mesquite.
This is a low key good game
I was just
right
about to
here.
say-
I like Bells, but Blooming Grove has not played the easiest of schedules. Bells has played a moderate schedule.
But hasn't really light the world on fire at any time.
Right. I like Bells, but watch out. There could be some action in Mesquite on Thursday.
Yeah, give me Bells, but it wouldn't shock me if it's closer than what people think. Holiday 8-2 versus Dublin 2-8. This is at Springtown Porcupine Stadium, 7 p.m. Give me Holiday. They can name their score.
Holiday is just they found their stroke.
Dude, the way they beat City View, it's not beating them, but beating them as bad as they did opened my eyes. And, we know Holiday would do a show and everything, but wow.
I picked City View, and some guy on our Facebook page called me retarded. So, yes, I'm retarded. Or the R word.
That
But
was me.
he said retarded.
I didn't even, I called it that. It wasn't even about the game.
But I said the R word.
I just said it because it was fun.
And then they followed up with a good win over Jacksboro last week, a very close game. I'm starting to get on the Holiday Eagle train, even though I have been on there all year.
Yeah, no, you have. You have. Blue Ridge 8-2 versus Rice 4-6, 7:30 at Dallas Wildcat Ram Stadium, one of the fun old school stadiums.
Yeah.
I told you at the beginning of the year,
You
Blue
talk
Ridge
about
was
no room between the wall. And it's worse than.
You think it's worse? It's close. Yeah,
yeah. It's worse than Gopher Stadium.
Gopher Stadium in Grand Prairie. Gopher Warrior. Let's be fair. Gopher Warrior. I told you at the beginning of the year, Blue Ridge could score with people. They'll name their score in this one. They'll name their score in this one.
Yeah, Blue Ridge actually might be a dark horse.
Well,
that
second round matchup with Holiday will be interesting. Gunner 8-2 versus. Well, is this game even happening now? Cedar Hill TLC 2-8. Cedar Hill TLC had to forfeit their games or whatever. Gunner's going to kick the crap out of them. It doesn't matter. Wichita Falls City View. Where'd they go?
Clifton.
Yeah, 8-2 versus. Hey, welcome back to the playoffs, Clifton. 6-4 Friday at Mineral Wells Realm Stadium. Give me Wichita Falls City View.
Yeah, City View, but man, City View kind of seems like that team that's kind of bipolar. You never know what's going to show up, right?
Just how bad they got beat by Holiday is just kind of like.
Are they the Dangerfield of the big country?
That's not a far. That's actually kind of a good comparison. Actually,
thank you. That's why y'all pay me. All right,
Scary Rosser 9-1.
Scary Rosser 9-1. Leonard 6-4. A Leonard team that we led the season off with, going to see against Jefferson and Melissa, right? And they put up a good fight for about 2 possessions.
Oh, 2 possessions.
Yeah, and then after that, big boy Malik Harris didn't want anymore, right?
No.
And they was getting teed off on 200, but Leonard. Man, Malik Harris, 215-pound running back, really good running back. They're 6-4 though, taking on a Scurry Rosser team with Ralph Miller, quarterback running back about 1,150 yards rushing. Levi Jones at a quarterback who's a nice, not necessarily a dual threat quarterback, but he can keep the defense honest with his arm. Give me Leonard in a very. No, you know what? No, I like Scurry Rosser. Their only loss was to a really good Palmer team
in a really close, high-scoring game. I think Scurry Rosser's the dark horse of the bottom half of this bracket.
I actually agree. After looking at this twice.
Brady 8-2 versus Jacksboro 7-3. This is at Clyde Bulldog Stadium.
Brady comes in with a nice record, but I don't think it's against the likes of a 7-3 Jacksboro team. I think Jacksboro starts to show where schedule matters.
On the year, Brady lost to Mason pretty bad and to Toller pretty bad. I agree with you. Now, it wouldn't shock me if this game's a little bit closer.
But look at their wins after that. Are there any wins that stand out on their resume?
Nah.
Right.
I mean, they've technically beat playoff teams because Clifton and Dublin's in their district.
But this high school, you can't look at it. You know, when 4 teams make playoffs, it's hard to tell. I like Jacksboro, and it's not going to get ugly.
Oh, no, I don't think so either.
Jacksboro will win comfortably.
All right, give me your right now who's making this region championship.
So I like Gunner versus Holiday in the region finals.
Yeah, I feel like, I think Toller and I think Blue Ridge will be road mines for Holiday, but I think they'll get through that. I think Scurry Rosser will get past Jacksboro, and it'll
You do
be.
think Scurry will beat Jacksboro in the second round?
Yeah, I really do.
I think that will be one of the best matchups.
I
in
do
Class
too,
3A.
and I think Gunter will beat Scurry Rosser. But I'll say what, yeah. And again, you and I were kind of just talking before the show. We always kind of chill before we start and kind of get ourselves ready to go. I think Gunter is the most vulnerable they've been, but that doesn't mean anything. But I'm curious to see that second round matchup against City View, just because City View will have athleticism that can give Gunter issues. I don't think they will.
Right now, I still don't think Gunter is as vulnerable as what you think.
I don't think they're vulnerable. I said they're the most vulnerable they've been. That doesn't mean they're vulnerable.
They don't have a quarterback they had last year, but they got everything else.
No,
and
again,
they
I
can
think there's
out-physical you and beat you to
they
the
are
punch.
the prohibitive favorites, dude. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just
Okay.
saying if there's a year you're going to beat them in the last three, this would be it. All right, let's go to Region 3. We got Grand Saline 10-0 versus Hooks 5-5. This game is Friday, Pittsburgh's Pirates Stadium. Give me Grand Saline.
Yeah, give me Grand Saline. Look at this stat for Grand Saline, who's 10-0. They've outscored their opponents 490 to 132.
Jesus Christ.
490 to 132. Jet Taylor, their quarterback, a dual threat quarterback, one of the faster guys in this region, right? And then they got Colt Boyd at running back, Colton Prox at receiver. Is that the same Prox that came
Yes,
from
that's one of the Proxes.
the families
Canton,
from
Kaufman. Yep.
Canton and Kaufman?
Yep.
Yeah, if you got a Prox on your on your roster and then you got a Jet Taylor type player, you're going to be pretty hard to beat. And this Grand Saline defense has been pretty good. Look at how they limited Lone Oak, a really good passing team. They pretty much held them under, 150 yards passing.
Dude, this is a region in of itself that's just going to be a road ride. Look at the next
open.
Yeah, look at the next
Wide
matchup.
open.
Woodville 8-2 versus ARP 7-3 Friday at Rusk Eagles Stadium. Give me Woodville, but it would not shock me in any way if ARP won that game.
I would say if you were a high school football fan, a 3A high school football fan, and you live in the East Texas or North Texas area, save $50 out of your next check and go
send it
to
to us.
one game. Well, yeah, okay, $60 and send $10 to us, and go to one game every week during the Region 3 playoffs, and you're going to just have a heyday and just they're going to be great games.
Since you say-
cannot go wrong
No, you really
with
can't.
a Region 3 playoff game.
Since
right?
you're talking about sending us money, just check out our Patreon /L4 Media
Wow,
Company. You
look
like
at
that?
you.
Look at that.
We're like the Benny Hins of high school football.
Benny Hill.
No, Benny Hinn's. No, I
I
heal you, not.
I loved Benny Hill, man,
I
as
do
a kid.
too. Way
Saw
better than Benny Hinn.
Yeah,
But I
Benny-
think Benny Hinn made more money.
He probably
But Benny
did.
Hill got the girls. Well, he didn't.
Oh,
really
Benny
get
Hinn
the girl.
probably got the girl too. Yeah, Benny
Oh,
Hill
he
was always
probably did.
chasing
Never
the girls.
mind. You know what?
What are we talking about? Where are we at? Hey,
we
here's
need a collection, a virtual collection.
Okay, so-
plate. That's called GoFundMe.
So for all the that's what Patreon's for. So for all the talk about 4 playoff teams and too many teams, look, listen to these records. We've already talked about. So Grand Saline 10-0, Hooks 5-5, Woodville 8-2, ARP 7-3, DeKalb 9-1, Lone Oak 7-3, Troop 7-3, Anderson Shiro 8-2. I mean, holy crap! That is a 4 first-round matchups of teams that record-wise are really, really pretty, and I think we're going to get some really, really good games. Let's go to DeKalb 9-1, Lone Oak 7-3.
The arguments would be some of the Region 4s and the Region 1s, arguments against that, right? But
Yeah,
I like where you're going with this.
I'm just saying it's fun. And
No,
by
I
the
like
way,
where you're going with this because we can get some good playoff team games out of a 4th place team against a
Lone Oak's
first
a
or
4th
second.
place team.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair,
A really good 4th place team.
good play, but they've lost 4 or 3 in a row. Now they've been competitive in every one of them, losing to Grand Saline, losing to Harmony. By the way, congratulations on Harmony starting out the year at 0-7 and winning their last 3 and getting 2 solid wins. Now they've also gave up 75 to Edgewood in a basketball score. But
I
going
think
back,
Edgewood's a lot better than what people are
hey,
giving
we've
them
been
credit
trying
for.
to tell people for weeks now that this Bulldog team was
Like,
very athletic. But anyway,
Newton and Edgewood in the second round.
That's going to be scary. Who do you got
Yeah.
in this one, though? DeKalb, Lone Oak. Give me DeKalb.
What did we say? Woodville ARP?
I got Woodville.
Okay, I got Woodville too.
All
All
right.
right, DeKalb and Lone Oak.
Give me DeKalb.
Give me Lone Oak in this one.
I just think that Lone Oak's got the records against really okay teams, and they've played the good ones. They get beat.
Okay, but yeah, I like Lone Oak in the upset over DeKalb. All right, Troop 7-3, Anderson Shiro 8-2. Shiro much improved. But let me tell you, I saw Troop against New Diana, and the way that Troop can run the football, I don't think this Anderson Shiro defense can hold up to the running back and quarterback running the ball down their throat all night. Give me Troop. Troop's a lot better than that 7-3 record. 7-3 is great.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But this Troop team's a lot better than what people think. So give me Troop over Shiro.
New Diana 10-0 versus New Waverly 4-6. This is at the famous Tomato Bowl in Jacksonville. Give me New Diana.
Yeah, New Diana as well.
This is the matchup of two teams that we're used to seeing going far, but have struggled this year for different reasons. Dangerfield 5-5, Harmony 3-7. This is at 7:30 or 7 p.m. at Gladewater's Jack V. Murphy Stadium. I'm gonna say it again. I know it's out. We break it, but if Dangerfield decides to play, they can win this region. I'm not kidding, folks.
They've decided to play. Right?
Yeah.
Last 2 weeks. So Dangerfield's maybe get right with ball. With Dangerfield, it's always been, are you interested in playing? That's kind of comes with a dinner if you're a Dangerfield fan, right? Seems like they're interested in playing here lately. So give me Dangerfield in this one over Harmony by a touchdown or two. Could be even worse if Dangerfield really shows up.
Yeah, Newton 7-3 versus West Grusk 4-6. Dieball Lumberjack Stadium Friday. Newton will win, and they'll win going away.
Yeah, look at Newton's 3 losses to great football teams, right? And then you throw in the sophomore running back sensation KJ Porter, which I don't know how KJ Porter is not a household name yet, but he should be because
He will be if they keep playing.
Well, the next year and the year after next. He will be.
All right. Edgewood 7-3 versus New Boston 5-5.
Give me
Paris,
Edgewood.
Yeah, give me Edgewood. All right. Who do you have coming out of these regions in the championship? Because you could name 5 teams and you're not wrong, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. This is a tough one, man. I think I like Newton versus. Oh man, I think I like Newton and Grand Saline. Because look, the main game here is in the region semifinals, Newton and New Diana.
No, Diana, yeah. Well, I say
that's
that,
gonna
but
say
dude,
a lot. I think Grand Saline's got the easier path, right? I think Grand Saline, Troop,
I think so because you still.
Lone Oak or
I'm telling
DeKalb
y'all, folks, that
or
Dangerfield's looming large. I really believe that. I still feel like it'll be Newton and New Diana in round 3, but. I mean, if Dangerfield's rocking and rolling and they play New Diana, they're going to out-athlete New Diana. As good as New Diana is.
New Diana's got 2 really damn good athletes.
Yes.
And to out-athlete them, you got to stop them. Then your other 3 athletes got to show out.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dangerfield's interested in that. I don't.
We'll see.
I think Newton's got it on the bottom half, and then either Woodville or DeKalb or Lone Oak or even Troop. The top half is just a toss-up.
I like Grand Saline. I think Grand Saline's the prohibitive
Grand
favorite
Saline.
at the top.
Grand Saline's speed
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball kind of set them apart. So I like it Grand Saline and Newton in the Region 3 final. And my gosh, how weird is it? 3 years ago, would you ever thought that
Grand Saline?
Yeah, before Joe Drennan got there.
Yep.
It would be them.
I do want to point out
they'd been a doormat for 20 years.
Oh yeah, they used to be a
in the 90s. They were great.
In the 80s and 90s, you just circled them in and you put them in the playoffs. I do have it New Diana, Grand Saline though.
Okay.
I think New Diana's going to beat Newton. All right,
I just got some run defense
issues, and that's
with
the
New
worst thing you
Diana.
can against against Newton. All right, let's go to Region 4. Let's start off with Blanco 7-3 versus Van Vleck 4-6. Seguin's Matador Stadium Thursday. Give me the Panthers. I really think that they kind of that win against Lexington, I think, might have propelled them into to being a good team to a team that has a lot of confidence right now.
Okay, but look at Van Vleck. They're 4-6, but look at their schedule.
All right,
It's not a foregone conclusion that Blanco beats Van Vleck. Van Vleck has played one hell of a schedule and has been there in their losses.
Oh, no, you're right. They lost to Ganado by 6.
Ganado, a 2A favorite.
Yep. Lost to, they did get beat pretty bad by East Bernard, but East Bernard's really good. Yeah.
3A favorite.
Yeah, they got beat by Tidehaven by 7.
Who beat East Bernard.
Yep. And then they got beat by Rice Consolidated by 10.
Okay. And Rice Consolidated plays East. No, they don't play East Bernard. Do they? No, I think.
Yeah, they're in the
play
same
East
district,
Bernard.
dude.
Yeah. It's not a foregone conclusion that Blanco.
Oh, no. I think this is a really good.
I do.
Really
but
good.
when Blanco beats a Lexington team that we saw in person and was so impressed with that defense, I don't know if it was Blanco or it was Lexington just playing.
Probably
down
a little
to
bit of both.
Okay. I like Blanco, but I would not be shocked to see the Leopards win this game.
No, I wouldn't either, but I do like Blanco. I think they're a little bit better team. I do think this is a really, really good game.
All right. Santa Rosa 8-2, Catula 7-3. This is over at Vaquero Stadium in San Diego. Give me Catula in this one.
Yeah, I wanted to be contrarian, but I agree with you. Tidehaven 8-2 versus Thrall 6-4. Flatonia's Bulldog Stadium Friday at 7 p.m. Give me Tidehaven.
Yeah, give me Tidehaven. They're coming off a big, massive win over East Bernard last week, 29-28. East Bernard was a top 5 team in the state, right?
Yep.
And Tidehaven just comes in and takes the win. All right, Dilly and Odom. Dilly 8-2. Odom 8-2. This is over in Floresville, 7 o'clock on Friday. Give me Dilly, or I'm sorry, Odom in this one.
All right, Coach X has something on this one. We finally get to talk about the Dilly does. Any truth that the town is trying to change your name to Diddy? Wait, what? With the baby oil factory coming in, that would be cool. Even if that don't happen, the Dolly does gonna break it off in the Owls.
Wow.
He is a weird motherfucker. Anyway, Pove 10-0 versus
what?
Anyway,
Go ahead.
Pove 10-0 versus Hebronville 3-7. This is Mathis Pirate Stadium Friday. Give me Pove. They could name their
Yeah,
score.
Poth names their score early.
Holy
and often.
crap! I just realized that second round matchup.
I know. We're going to be there next
Holy crap! I just realized that
week. Poth
second
and East
round.
Bernard. If East Bernard can get past Rogers,
Yeah, they
East
will.
Bernard's
By a lot.
9-1, Rogers 3-7 over in Giddings on Friday. I think East Bernard will win. You think East Bernard will win?
Yes.
Poth versus East Bernard, and I'm thinking that's in Bastrop next week. Just
Oh,
looking
that's a
at
good place too,
yeah,
man.
I'm thinking we're going there.
Oh, that's going to be a great one. George West 8-2 versus Stockdale 6-4. This is at Pleasanton Eagle Stadium, 7 p.m. Friday. Give me George West, but this could be closer than what people. I don't know what people are thinking. This could be a close
Yeah,
game.
who did you
I know
poll?
we always say that. Like,
Were
we don't
you
know that-
doing exit polls
Yes.
like last Tuesday? So Terry,
Everybody else is
what do you
asking
think
about-
the economy?
Oh,
What do you
look.
think about the border? What do you think about
George
Stockdale?
West? Yeah, tell me George West and Stockdale, sir. Give me George West in that
And
one.
one person out of 14 million billion.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Legitimately, I think Lexington 9-1 versus Rice Consolidated 7-3 is low key going to be way closer than what people think. I think Lexington
It
wins.
could because of Rice Consolidated's defense.
I mean, and
but the thing is, Lexington has one of the best defenses in 3A Division II.
oh yeah, no, I agree, and I think
Outside
Lexington
that hiccup
wins.
against Blanco, Lexington, if Blanco didn't happen, Lexington would wipe. We would think Lexington would wipe.
That's
the
a
field.
really good point. We wouldn't even be talking, even though,
Right.
hey, by the way, we really do love that Rice Consolidated is back. Brad Dumont's doing a wonderful job his
Oh, he
second
is.
stretch through. I hope he
brought
stays
brought
there.
him back and
The swamp means something again. But
I like Lexington. In
I
this
do
one,
too.
though.
I like Lexington, but I just do. I just wanted to point out.
The quarterback play, the running back play, the defense. Lexington, I know they lost that one game, but Lexington to me is still a region, one of the region favorites at least.
All right. So where do you see this region coming down? Because I kind of feel like we might get a rematch of Blanco versus Lexington. But what do you think?
I think it's Tidehaven and Poth.
I love that.
I think
love that.
I think Poth and Lexington are going to battle it to the. We got to go to this game. If
we're going to be living in Region 4, 3A Division 2 this year.
And Poth in the third round happens. Oh, dude,
You
that's
know what
going to be a
week that
doozy.
is?
Thanksgiving.
If people don't know, if this is the first time you've joined us, Grant and I, Thanksgiving playoff trip is really, really special because we mix in some college, and this year we get Texas versus Texas A&M as well.
And 2 high school games.
We basically leave, sometimes 3. We basically leave on Thursday night or early Friday morning, and we don't come back till Sunday afternoon. And we're really excited about that, and we could end up being in 3A Division 2. Anyway, that's going to do it for the 3A Bi-District Show. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Want to remind you, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, email the show, Grant and Terry at S2Sport.com. Follow us on Twitter at Grant and Terry. Like us on Facebook, Sideline to Sideline. Until next week, he's Grant, I'm Terry. This has been Sideline to Sideline, the 3A edition, right here on L4
Even the cops
Media.
disregard the shops and the banks to hear the band.